So let's welcome one of the stars of the Phillies, team leader, outstanding player, and we're hoping to see him and his squad excel this year. And his name, of course, is Mr. Kyle Schwarber. Kyle, good morning to you. How are you, pal?
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
How are you?
Great. I mean, it's cold, but I woke up. I was like, man, am I back in Ohio right now? But no, it's been fantastic. Great off season. Baby number 3. Deal.
Wow.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Mazel, that's amazing.
Yeah. A lot of different things happened. So it's been fun off season. Now being down here, getting to see, a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, getting to say hello, getting, that first day of school back, and then we're heading out to the WBC soon. So hopefully put ourselves a gold medal and come back here ready to rock and
Did you
roll.
watch the hockey stuff, man?
Hockey. That was an amazing game. Wow. We didn't do much in here. Let's just say that. We didn't do much that day, but we were all pretty much glued to that TV. Yeah. And I mean, just the way they came out of the start of that game, just skating like it was. I'm like, dude, these guys are going to kill themselves on the ice. Just the way that they came out skating right out of the gate. But
then they were on their heels big time.
I know.
I know.
I mean that 3-on-5 double power play right there. I mean, the goalie should never buy another thing.
I know, seriously.
I mean, I'm sweating bullets in there, and we're all just screaming, "Get it out, yeah. And that's a fantastic job all right around. And I mean,
by the way, I got to ask Rob Thompson. Was he like?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
He's Mr. Canadian there.
I know. I looked at him. I saw him. I was actually. They got done with the third period going into overtime, and I saw him. He was coming off the field. I go, "What are you doing right now?" he's like, they got a little time. He goes, "I got to go out, make sure everyone's good, and then I'm gonna go check the rest of this game out."
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was so cool. That's a really cool moment. 46 years.
Since
1980, yeah.
Yeah, 46 years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 46 years.
Crazy.
And I mean, you tip your hats to Canada, right? Like it's just always, it is a really great program. They always have up there. I mean, they're always, they're kind of like the standard, but to see it, USA knocking on the door for how many years and get it done, awesome.
Yeah.
So
speaking of getting it done, we all wanted this contract to get done. We wanted you here. It's one thing to want it. It's another thing to actually get it done. Did you ever doubt that you'd be a Philly?
The want was there from my end, and I knew the want was there on the Phillies end, obviously at the end of the day, right? But the longer you go through the whole process, things like that, there are, like, questions that are like, there's times you're sitting there like, man, am I going to go back? Like, I don't know what's happening. And then that's like free agency in general, right? Is, obviously when the season was done last year, we had a great conversation. I think I said that before. Talked to Dave, John came over, had great conversations, and I knew that always kind of stuck in the back of my head. And, then the off season kind of gets going. And then there's kind of like that quiet time, and then things start picking up, and then once winter meetings really hit, things start getting really serious, right? And here comes everyone else, and then here come the Phillies, right? And I knew at the end of the day, like I said, that there was the one on their end, there's the one on my end, and I'm just happy that I was able to all get done, said, over with. I wouldn't lie if there was times I was sweating. I'm like, oh man, like, what's happening, right? But I think that's the game within the game, right? Where there's so many different things that come in on the business side of things, not just on the team's end, but also the players' end. And you have to weigh a lot of different things, and I think that's something for us that we have to take serious, right? Like we're we always talk about the market and making sure that you're trying to take as not the quote unquote best money making deal, but you want to make sure that you're setting up the people behind you.
That too, and your family as well. I mean,
Correct.
For me personally, I I took less money to play for my hometown team. Now, the Reds, we were living in fear that their deal would get too appealing. I mean, they're the hometown team for you. How appealing did the Reds get?
I love, like, the ultimate speculation. Right.
That's what we do, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the job.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
your guys' job, right?
Literally.
The ultimate speculation, right? Like, you know, I've always been open about this, and people love to see a quote, and then they'll turn it to the way that they want to see it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I told everyone that, yeah, the young Kyle Schwarber would be ecstatic that the Cincinnati Reds would come calling. That was back when I was 12.
Yeah.
You know, now I've been in the game for how many years, right? Like, there's the business end of the game. There's a lot of different things that go on. And that doesn't mean that, you know, yeah, sure, is there an appealing side to that? Absolutely. But I think that there's a lot of different things that go into it, right? We always talk about family, right? Like, I got a lot of great relationships here, and those are things that you don't forget. I think that the Phillies organization in general, I think when you start at the top with John, it's one of the best owners in the game. You know, the passion, the care, the want, the relationships that he wants to have with his players, and the fire that he has, that's something that you don't see many places. And there's a lot of respect for that on my end, just for the fact of he really does want to win a championship. And I've been, you know, in some places before that it might not be that way. And those are things that when you look at that, and you're like, man, like, you know, people can say the right thing, but when you see, you know, with your own eyes, and you see the want, and you see the drive in someone's eyes, that it really does bother them, just like it bothers us at the end of the day when, you know, say if we're packing up, just got knocked out, whatever it is, and it's bothering us and it bothers him just as much. Like, I love that. And that's something that, you know, it's never taken for granted, where, you know, some people might come around and say, oh, you know, great year, get him, you know, we'll try to get him next year, right? Besides that, you can see the hurt just like it hurts us. And there's the drive for that next year, that whole offseason, that's going to keep you awake up at night. And he has that, and Dave, everyone, coaching staff, players, right? I think that we really do have one of the best organizations in all of baseball.
Kyle Schwarber with us here. It's kind of like an annual tradition. We come down here, Kyle sits with us. We always appreciate his time. Kyle, let's talk about leadership, your role, and this team this year. You've been incredibly praised, and rightfully so, for the leadership you bring. And to me, there's 4 challenges this year that make this one a little different. And I want to ask if you feel it's different this year with these 4 dynamics. One, you've got rookies that are going to be heavily counted on. They may bat ninth, they may be the 5th starter, but they're going to be counted on, rookies out of the gate. 2, you've got a major star in Bryce Harper, where there's been, to use the word I'll say fair, consternation between him and Dave Dombrowski. 3, you've got players on the team who might be shipped out during the season to make room for Aiden Miller, and that's got to be uncomfortable. And 4, the years have added up of you guys not winning at all, and fan frustration and player frustration, and all of that coalescing with mounting frustration. Do you feel that this challenge as a leader is your greatest to date with the Phillies? Does it feel different for you?
It's a great question. I think every year is challenging. That no matter what, there's always going to be a different set of circumstances. You know, like you did say, yes, like, you know, Crawford, Painter knocking on the door. I think that's great. I think at the end of the day, that's baseball, right? It's not always going to be the, you know, hey, we're going out and we're getting the new shiniest toy out there on the free agent market, and we're going to be throwing a ton of money at everyone, right? Like, that's just how baseball is. That's like any sport. You know, you're going to need guys that come up through your own system and who are going to be playing on a daily basis. That's been Alec Boehm. That's been Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez until just recently, wish him all the best of luck, right? But you look at Reese Hoskins, those guys all came up through the organization. I'm sure there's plenty more that came up through the organization, but that's just the way the game is. And for a team to be good, you need players like that, and you need the guys who are going to come in, and next thing you know, they're going to be working their way all the way to possibly that free agent market and going to see if that is the thing, or the team decides to extend them, whatever it is. On the Bryce front, no one is more confident than him than I think everyone here in camp, and that goes from top to bottom, right? Like it is what it is. He's Bryce Harper, right? Like it's a really good, I don't want to say a bad word, but I can't say it. But he's a really freaking good player.
Yes, he is.
Right? Like so, I think that whatever it is, whenever we have him on the field, that's a great day for us.
But
in a perfect world,
but Kyle, the dynamic changed because the executive doubted him. Do you get involved in
guys? I think that for me as the player Kyle, right? Like whatever we have to do for us is to make sure that we show up to the field and that we're going to get our work done and that we have a goal in mind, and we all have a goal in mind. And also too, for me, like I always say this, that it's never first off, when we go to the leadership side of things, like I'm never coming in saying that, hey, captain this, captain that, right? You follow my lead, right? Like I'm just me. And me, at the end of the day, I want to get the best out of him, and I need him to get the best out of me, just like I need to get the best out of every position out there on the field. And I want every position on the field to get the best out of me, right? Like that's what it is at the end of the day. And we go from there.
In a perfect world, would you rather bat behind Bryce or in front of Bryce to get the best out of him and to get the best out of you?
Whatever they say, right? Like I think that's the biggest thing. Like I want to win baseball games at the end of the day. I want to win baseball games. Like I didn't come here for a feel good story, right? Like like I said, there's great relationships, but at the end of the day, I do believe that this team and this organization has the opportunity to go out there and put ourselves in positions to win World Series throughout the next 5 years, right? Like I got so much more than myself to give to winning that, if it, like we said, if it wanted to be the feel-good story, that I could have ended up somewhere else, right? Like at the end of the day. But this is about winning baseball games. This is what I dreamed of doing since I was a little kid, right? And I've gotten that little bit of a taste, right? I've been a part of a team that won a championship. I wasn't there the whole year. I just got to play the last 7 games or whatever games, right? I want to do this on a whole season basis and go into the postseason and feel like you're holding up a trophy at the end of the day. So, that's what I'm about. I'm about winning baseball games, and whatever, our manager, whatever whatever everyone comes up with, a combined thing of, hey, this is what we feel like is the best way for us to win baseball games. That's what I want to do, and I want to, make sure that, like we say, when we get the best out of everyone, and that's what we have to do is, make sure that everyone's going to get that care, that feeling, that, that I need the best out of every position, and I want them to feel that about me because that's how we're going to win.
Well, you have set that example. You've done the impossible, essentially, morphing your game to what this team has needed. I mean, you can go through the list. You raised your average big time. You improved against the lefties. You became a leadoff monster and essentially improved your base running as well. And you've done all this. You've done all this while leading this team in such a way that it doesn't even feel like they are being led because they respect you so much. I mean, is it possible that you continue to grow at that type of clip? That's got to be unprecedented.
I think that's the challenge of our game, right? Is that the game's always going to constantly be morphing. The game's always going to consistently be doing something else. And that's the biggest thing for a player is that, you have to continue to find ways to improve yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Like, just because, I had a good year last year doesn't mean that I just went in the offseason and said, I'm just going to go do the same thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to train the same way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. There might be a lot of common themes that I do, but I also have to undress myself from top to bottom. There's a lot of things I did good, and there's some things I didn't do so well. And I have to be able to improve on a lot of different things to make sure that, I'm continuing to still, perform at a level that I feel like is going to help our team win, right? Like, if I'm thinking about, I always say the best piece of advice I ever got was just being known to win baseball games. And if we're winning baseball games at the end of the day, you know what? There's going to be a lot of freaking bad days, right? Personally, on a personal level, mm-hmm. right? You might not go out there. You might not have a 2-for-4 day. You might not have a 4-homer game, right? Like
you might.
You could, but more likely than not, there's going to be a lot of failure on a personal side. But I think that's the beautiful thing is that just because the traditional stat might not say that you had a good day doesn't mean that you impacted something that day.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it could be that, you just grinded the hell out of that pitcher out there. And, it might have resulted in a 10-pitch at bat, but the 10th pitch you go down swinging. But then that next guy comes up, and it's first and second, 2 outs. Guy just got wore down, and now he's like, man, I got one more guy to go. And next thing you know, guy pops him first pitch because he took a little bit of a mental breather, right? Like, or it's going first to third right in someone's face. And that's that first to third. It's now you got a guy on third base with 1 out besides a guy on second base with 1 out. That takes maybe 1 to 2 hits to get that guy in versus a fly ball now, ground ball. You never know. Different things like that, right? Like, just because, I didn't traditionally have the good day out there doesn't mean that you can't impact the game, right? But we always train to, make sure. I mean, I always say, hell, we take 800 swings a day, whatever the hell it is, to swing the bat maybe 4 times, 5, 6 times in the game. That's crazy. But, those are the things that you have to make sure that you're preparing for every scenario that could ever be thrown at you in a game, so that you're not going to be surprised when that does happen.
Kyle, let's talk about your mindset as someone who's been through this the last 4 years when you guys have made the playoffs. I am surprised that fans are as discontented as they are, and I'm curious if you are. We had a poll about a month ago, are you excited for the Philly season? 50% of people, 50, said no. Now, that shocked me. Does it surprise you that people have been this, I'll just say, up in arms that you guys haven't won it all?
I mean, I think that when we want to go off a number base, sure, that's shocking, right? Like,
because you have an outstanding team.
Yeah, I feel like we put out a really good product, right? Especially through a course of a long season and things like that, right? But also too, I think what a lot of people do care about and what players do care about is the postseason, right? Like, yeah, everyone always, like we always say that, there's the steps to get there, right? You have to find a way to get there first off. It's not just given that we're going to make a postseason. Yes, we have a great team, and yes, we feel like that we have that ability to, win our division, and that means that we put ourselves in the playoff. Or if we don't win our division, to still find a way to get into that postseason. And, I think that we've continued to show that, right, that we find that way. And, at the end of the day, I always go through those years, right? 22, 3, 4, 5. And
we do too. We rehash them a lot.
Like 22, like I think that was like, it was awesome, right?
Unbelievable vibe.
Yeah, it was great.
Is that replicable? Getting back to that vibe?
But also too, we can rewind back to that. It's been 10 years since we've been in the postseason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was 10 years since we made that postseason. And
great point.
I mean, hell, I remember the last game of the year, our last homestand of the year, we're playing the Braves, and I got the microphone, and you look around the stadium, and it wasn't the whole one. Then this isn't a shot at anyone, right? Like, we were fighting our little butts off, and we weren't playing good baseball near the end of 22. And, we were in position, we were out of position, in position, out of position.
You and the Brewers. It was you and the Brewers. I remember
I think
vividly.
you had 2 5-game losing streaks in September.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I remember.
Yeah.
And, we get the microphone. It wasn't the sold out Red October feeling, right? That we were looking at, right? And, then I just remember, we hit that long road trip. I think we go 10 games to end the year. We win that, the first game in Houston. We find our way in the playoffs.
Yep.
And everyone's excited.
Was lights
Yeah,
out.
Amazing. Nola.
Perfect.
We go Nola, who almost was going perfect. Eflin finishes out the game. 2 longest tenured Phillies, I think, at the time.
Yep.
Great feeling. Then all of a sudden now go to St. Louis. We're on the road for 2 games. On the road for another, 5. It almost felt like a month on the road, and then we come back, and it was like we're at an Eagles game.
Sorry,
guys.
Okay.
You can bleep that out, but
That's how we all felt, though. Let's be honest. That's exactly how we all felt.
You're right.
But I was like, wow, like, here we go, and we went, right? And, we went, and that's awesome. And then all of a sudden, it was like that it's been like that for every game. And that's been like when us as a player, we get that feeling, right? Like, it's never taken for granted, because you can ask anyone in the locker room that when they walk out of the dugout, and, you can talk about an opening day, you can talk about a game in freaking June, whatever it is, a getaway day. And you look around and our whole stadium's rocking. Just in the regular season, first off. Like, that's never taken for granted. I always tell people, I go, I wish other players could experience what this is like, because, heck, when we go on the road and, you're playing you could play a Friday, Saturday, Sunday game. You're not getting that some places, right? Yeah, you're just not. And, that's where you got to create your own energy, right? As a team, you create your own energy. And, there is that helpful side of when you come back home, you get that little extra bump of energy, right? And like it's not bullcrap when we all say that, we feel like that, we feed off fans, that we feed off the energy, because it's true. Like, it is true. And, when that whole place is bumping at a big moment, or the whole place is bumping before the first pitch, or the whole place is bumping, going into the 8th, 9th inning, whatever it is, right? Like, we all feel it. And I think that is what it is. Like, we love that feeling. And, like, I'll be the first. I always say I'm the first one to say that every year that we come out of the postseason and we haven't won a World Series, that it bothers you just as much. It doesn't mean that, it's a growing frustration. It's just how you operate as the player, right? Like, because every year, like we always say, every year is different, right? Like there's so many different circumstances that come out through one year, the next year, the next year, the next year.
But you can't go back in time, and you can't change the past.
Correct. And all you can do is learn from your experiences and be better for that moving forward, right? And I mean, I can get honest on a truth evaluation of like the games last year, right? Like, that was probably two of the best teams playing each other right there in that first round.
No doubt
and
about it.
You saw it on the pitching front,
Yep.
right? Like the pitching front for
Battling.
both teams were it was just a
Well,
battle.
you gave up 13 runs in 4 games, meaning the pitched great.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was just and what wins in the postseason? Pitching a lot of times, right? Like that's what's going to get you deep, and everyone just talks about pitching defense, right? Like that's what gets you far. And yes, you have to score runs, and it does. Does it keep you up at night? Absolutely. How many times I run different things through my head, going, man, I wish I could do something different or do something like this, but you can't, right? It's over with, and that's those things that keep you up at night. Those are the things that you have to be able to keep learning from, and making sure that when you do see that in the next scenario, if that's going to be this season, that you're going to be better off for that, and you keep learning. And the next thing you know, you just got to keep trying to find that way to win that baseball game, win that series, because you know what? At the end of the day, no one gives a hell about what I'm hitting or what Harp's hitting or what Trey's hitting or what Marshy or anyone's hitting. Yep. They care about the Phillies win a baseball game at the end of the day. And that's what it should be about, right? Like that's what this should be about at the end of the day. And we just have to keep continuing to put ourselves in those situations to be in those games and to keep trying to figure out a way for the Phillies to win the baseball game.
Kyle, we wish you the best of luck in that quest. I mean, you're talking my language. A lot of people don't want to hear it from me, but I agree with you. I mean, all you can do is retool and go for it again. And obviously you guys are going to give it another go. I think you're going to give it a go for a number of years. I wish you the best of luck in the World Baseball Classic. Hope you have fun with it. Hope you have what's the guy's name? Jack what? What was his name?
Jack Hughes.
I hope you have a Jack Hughes kind of moment. A Jack Hughes kind of moment.
Took me a second where he was going with that.
Golden goal.
Yeah, golden goal.
Yeah, get the golden homer. And Kyle, good luck with it all. And I hope. And look, I hope. And I've been saying this many times. People don't like to hear it from me, but I hope the fans aren't asleep at the wheel saying, "Wake me up in October," because I will tell you, we've gotten a lot of phone calls in the last 4 months. Wake me up in October, and it's like, look, people can have that mindset if you want, but I remember when the season was over May 1st, half my life.
Yeah, many years of our lives.
So, but anyway, my man, I wish you the best of luck this season, both World Baseball Classic and with the
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
You
guys have a great day. Enjoy the Florida cold.
And
we will, we're going to keep going out there. We're going to keep preparing, keep battling, and we're excited. I think that at the end of the day, when you talk about us as a group, right, we're always excited to come up for a new challenge. And there's always, like I always say, there's new sets of circumstances, right? Like we hope that we're going to put ourselves in those scenarios, and we hope that at the end of the day that we represent Philly in a great way, because it's not just about us as players, that this is about us as a organization and us representing a city, and we want to do that to the best of our abilities. And I respect the hell out of Philadelphia, and that's why I wanted to come back here, because I got a lot of respect, I got a lot of love, and I know everyone in that clubhouse feels the same way. So we're going to do our damnedest to try to keep fighting every single year and every single game to put ourselves in those positions. And like I said, we're going to need a lot of help along the way, and that doesn't just come from the players. That comes from the people tuning in and watching us as well.
We all want to hug you. We all want to hug
We're happy you're back,
Yes.
is what he's saying, too. We are very happy you came back as well.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a good
Kyle,
one. All right?
stay well, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there he is.
Appreciate y'all.
Phillies
Awesome.
slugger
Thanks, guys.
Kyle Schwarber.